Early in my career, I was so ambitious, so outcome oriented that I a little bit forgot the experience part, a little bit forgot the live your life part. Then as I was writing my first album, I was like, all experience, like let's go, get your heart broken, all that stuff, which was awesome.
AT1.
For Audio Technica and AT1 Radio, this is At Some Time Somewhere. I'm Jacob Derwin. Today I'm joined by Rosalind Crane, a.k.a. Rozzi. She's a singer-songwriter originally from San Francisco. Her new single, Good News, is out wherever you get music.
Thanks so much for having me.
I was just listening to your single, Hold Tight. It is a big vocal.
Yeah.
It's a big vocal. Have you found yourself kind of like quoting certain singers you've liked growing up, or just as you were listening back, you're like, that was kind of a little bit of this, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like the biggest fan of singing. Like, I'm a fan of singing first, probably. So I'm pretty obsessed with a lot of different singers. For Hold Tight specifically, I thought about Aretha Franklin a lot.
Okay. Another big singer.
Yeah. But I also thought about a very different singer, Carole King.
The best.
Yeah, because there's like an intimacy to Carole singing that I wanted to bring to the whole album, really, but Hold Tight specifically. And then, I kind of purposely let the vocal build alongside the whole song because it kind of is a storm brewing. So it was, Aretha didn't really come to like the third act of the
I was going to
song.
say it's a build. It's I mean, you really I found myself really locked into the groove of the track, the rhythm section. And it's funny that you're mentioning kind of these very blues and soul oriented musicians, because it brought to mind like Tedeschi Trucks Band. It brought to mind St. Paul Broken Bones. These kind of like modern neo blues soul rock things
totally.
that have those really kind of crispy bluesy grooves.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Bonnie Raitt is also like lifelong.
Come on.
I love Bonnie Raitt so much. Bay Area.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was just listening to her Angel from Montgomery cover
It's just
recently.
unbelievably good.
She's the greatest ever. I should ask how the track evolved, because as I just mentioned, I was really locked into the groove. Did the groove come first, or did the chord progression on whatever that electric keyboard situation was?
It's an interesting story, actually. I wrote the song with Eric Leva, who's I've written many songs with, and the song had a bit more movement chord-wise in the demo version, actually.
Yeah.
And then when I brought Hold Tight to Maki, who produced the whole record, we got a little bit stuck on Hold Tight. I had originally really pictured it being quite similar to the demo and being even more Carole King, like very piano
very
vocal.
Tapestry vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
But it just, for whatever reason, it wasn't hitting. It's a very mysterious thing, the feeling when you know something's right musically, and we weren't getting it. And then one day Maki and I went for a drive, and he's like, okay, I tried something, you can hate it, no pressure to like it. And he showed me like the loop basically that he created of just that same, it's the same thing over and over and over.
It's very sparse,
one chord basically. And he showed me the loop he made, and I just instantly was really head over heels for it. So Maki really gets all the credit for that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Speaking of inspiration, I was reading your essay for Bustle about Fig Tree.
Yeah.
And how it was pretty much directly inspired by the bell jar. I want to talk more about the idea of living kind of an artful life, because I find a lot of young artists think that every idea they come up with, every song, every film, it has to be like purely from in your heart, and it's all got to be in here. So I got to seek out experiences so I can write about them, and that's the only way to come up with. But the truth is, art begets art. Film, music, television, poetry. That's how that all influences each other. So tell me about living an artful life. What do you do on a daily?
I love that question. And you really hit on something that's really specific to me making this record. I feel like I've gone through different chapters of exactly what you're talking about. I think early in my career, I was so ambitious, so outcome oriented that I a little bit forgot the experience part, a little bit forgot the live your life part. Then as I was writing my first album, I was like, all experience, like let's go, get your heart broken, all that stuff, which was awesome.
Sure. Get your heart broken.
Yeah, literally though. And that fueled so much and continues to fuel so much. But then as I was making this record, I mean, it wasn't a conscious thought. Like it wasn't like I certainly didn't live any less. I certainly lived more. But I consciously found myself more head over heels in love with art than ever. And it kind of felt like a return to when I was a kid. And as a kid, you know, before I could read, my parents always tell the story. They knew I was awake when they could hear the sound of something falling on the stairs, because I would bring stacks and stacks of books that I couldn't read downstairs every morning. I needed them next to me, you know? And I was obsessed with them and obsessed with music. Like in 7th grade, the way I played Rumors every single morning, getting ready. Obsessed with Rumors in 7th grade.
That is a wild album to be obsessed
I know.
with.
But it like, I don't know what it was. I also listened to the Spice Girls, you know. It wasn't like I'm immune to the 2000s.
Look, I get it. I was in middle school with Ben Folds on my cell phone.
Yeah.
I get it.
I just loved it so much. There was something about making this record where I really, the art begets art thing, totally like fueled. The Bell Jar was not the only book that really inspired a lot of the record. I did a whole gallery show with visual artists, you know.
Yeah, Keith Smith nearby. Exactly,
the Keith Smith Gallery. And the whole point was to really live in a bunch of mediums, because I completely agree with you. I think one artist, like I feel like art, I've said this before, but I feel like art is an energy that exists and we're all just passing it around, like tossing the ball.
It's a conversation.
Yeah. And it's such an honor to be a part of that conversation. Yeah, I had a lot of fun getting deep, listening and reading and soaking in the art that inspired me.
Do you have a museum or a gallery or a place you find yourself going to frequently to seek out? I was going to say
like the Grove movie theater. I know that's not what you asked.
No,
but
like it's a perfectly good answer.
The movies, I go to the movies with, I give my boyfriend full credit. I did not used to go to the movies so much, and he loves going to movies. And so now that's like one of our happy places, frankly. And it's super inspiring to me. I can't wait till the LACMA reopens in LA, because it's been under construction. I think it might be open in one part, but they're building this whole fancy new section. That's very exciting.
I just went to the Chicago Art Institute for the first time.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Excellent.
Yeah, amazing.
You made reference to how you felt very ambitious and goal-oriented. Was it outcome-oriented?
Yeah.
You said, excuse me. In your earlier career, but what we skipped over the fact there was that your earlier career was when you were a baby. You were a teenager.
Yeah.
You were a child. So you've been doing this professionally now since you were, 19 or something?
I think 19, yeah.
Something like that? And pursuing it seriously in college and as a teenager, I'm sure. So what's your relationship like with that early, we could say early work, early music, or just how you look back on how you pursued this stuff when you were younger? It's
a good question. I'm always really careful with this, because I never want to yuck anyone's yum, especially if it's connected to me. I certainly don't want to yuck that yum.
Of course.
But I was very green. As you said, I was 19. Yeah. But, you know, now that I've lived in LA, I've met a lot of young people who were, whatever green I was at 19, that was their green at like 11. Because they grow up in the world of it, you know?
Well, they grow up in the world of it, and also more than ever now, especially with the state of social media, people are performing.
Totally.
Very
self-aware. Yeah, totally. And we're just exposed to like what it means to be an artist. I think I'm a little bit of I had to figure that out myself, because I hadn't really met any professional artists other than like my incredible voice teacher and like high school music teacher. I didn't really know professional artists, and so I didn't understand what it meant to be one. And then despite that, after being in LA only 1 year, I was like signed and touring the world, and it was an.
Can we say Adam
Levine? Yeah, signed me.
Like these are not insignificant people.
Totally. Yeah. So like I'm at MSG and the Hollywood Bowl and like stuff I dreamt my whole life about, and I'm 20. Yeah. And a young 20, but like also such an arrogant, stubborn, thought I was a mature 20. Like that's probably every 20-year-old ever. Yeah. The deal was kind of, if you want to do all this stuff, you'll sing these songs. That was kind of the deal. Yeah. And current me would just never, ever, ever do that. Like it wouldn't even, it's so far from the artist that I am today that I look at that and I'm like, it's just foreign to me. It was an extremely important lesson for me to learn, and the only way for me to learn it was to do it, because like I said, I was so unbelievably ambitious, and who would say
no to these choices?
Well,
look, I mean, anyone who's in their field knows, I mean, except for a few very specific scenarios, most people when they're pursuing whatever it is they're pursuing, they have to go through many jobs and many gigs and many opportunities that are formative and important, and they break down doors and they introduce you to the world.
Exactly.
But it's by no means the fully realized artist by any
Like,
means.
it kind of reminds me, like, when I hear, like, Ariana Grande or, like, Miley Cyrus talk about their, like, Nickelodeon or Disney days.
Oh, yeah.
That, I relate to that.
Yeah.
I'm like, but that's what I mean when I meet a lot of people in LA. Turns out a lot of them start doing it as children. Like, that's extremely common, it turns out. And
boot camp.
Yeah, and I feel like I just went through that at 19. So then people assume that that's more me because I was technically an adult, but I was in my Disney era.
Yeah, right. No, absolutely. That's 100%. And it doesn't take away from people's enjoyment of the thing.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
I liked iCarly as a kid.
Totally. Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm looking back on it that like fondly personally.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like,
and every once in a rare moment, I will bring out one or two of those songs and give them their moment because like they have a place in my trajectory.
Yeah, it's part of who you are.
Yeah.
This one's just for me. You did a track with Nile Rodgers.
Yes.
How the hell did that happen?
I know, so cool.
And
right?
how do you prepare yourself to work with the man who basically invented what we know as disco?
I know. So cool. My brilliant manager, Wendy Leister.
Dear Lord. Go Wendy.
Hooked it up. And Nile and I, it was during COVID, and so we would like FaceTime.
FaceTiming Nile Rodgers.
Yeah.
When was this? Awesome. Like 21 then?
I think it was 21. Yeah. It was like, second half of COVID vibes, you know? And we talked for a long time. I originally sent him a different song that he did some amazing stuff on, but it just wasn't the magic feeling like we talked about at the beginning. We didn't get that feeling. And then I sent him Consequences. And I remember he called me and he was like, so I could do a crazy guitar solo. And I was like, yes.
Please? How about please?
Yeah, it was really cool.
But any of these producers you've worked with, I would imagine you take little things with you.
100%. Yeah. Oh my God, from everybody.
Yeah.
I think from Nile. I guess he just kind of underlined what I already knew about him by being his fan, which is like find your sound.
Yeah.
Like, can you think of a more signature sound? Like he is
chic.
so it's chic, exactly. Yeah. And it's like you said, it's like a whole era is defined by that sound. So that's just like always inspired me, and it was really cool to watch him execute it, in a context that was mine. But then to hear him be really respectful and mindful of my sound, but bring his signature sound. It's like kind of the coolest thing ever.
Do you think you're kind of starting to hone in on what your sound might be, or is it just a perpetual evolution,
It's like every time I finish something, I'm like, I did it. I found my sound. But I think that's... Sure. And then I promise you, next thing I make will be like, see, here I am now. I finally arrived. Like, I think that's probably what being an artist is, as long, but at the same time, I think there is something about this record that is more authentically me. It's kind of like I said in the beginning, in the writing, I was feeling like a kid self, like I was falling in love with art the way I did as a kid. I think that the record reflects that, and that it's just so me, that I do think it will kind of live on more as the sound that I've created.
You feel like this is maybe the beginning of the rest of it.
Yeah. But I just say that with caution because, like I said, I always
you never
think
know.
that. Yeah.
Because your next album's going to be a hip-hop record,
Totally.
and we're all going to be like, well, should have seen that coming. It's hard to pinpoint a single moment where you knew that you fell in love with the thing, but does anything come to mind? An early opportunity, maybe you're a kid in a choir, maybe you're tree number 2 in a school play. Do you remember a moment where you got on stage and you felt you got something out of it that you couldn't get at other places?
Yeah, first grade talent show.
There you go. There you go. Hit me.
It's like I was struck by lightning, I swear. It was crazy. Yeah, I sang a Jewel song,
a deep cut. A deep cut? What's
it's called Fly. Actually, sometimes I think it's called I'm Sensitive. Because again, it's like 6-year-old me who remembers. I think it's I'm Sensitive. Whatever.
Oh, you've talked about it. Sorry,
I've talked about it. It's a great song. It's just crazy because it's like talks about like socialism, and I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I was 6, but I loved this song.
Those Alaskans.
And I knew I'd sing forever.
How about things that haven't gone so perfectly? Any performances come to mind that went about as wrong as they could have?
Yeah. I sang the national anthem at a Veuve Clicquot event. I was like probably 20 something. Like this whatever. I was early 20s.
I don't think I know what that is. What's Veuve?
Veuve, it's like Veuve champagne.
Oh, that's why I don't know.
You know what it actually was? It wasn't a Veuve Clicquot event. It was a polo like it was like a polo competition sponsored by Vouv.
Are we talking like horses and
yes.
stuff?
Like a extremely bougie event.
So you were asked to sing the national anthem at a polo competition sponsored by a champagne company?
Yes. And I skipped the Rockets Red Glare section, which I think is like the most
big one. Yeah, that's the whole Whitney thing. She goes
and
for
I didn't even realize that I did it. And then afterwards I walked off and I was like, did I miss
shorter
something?
than usual. Yeah. Whoa.
Never mess that up again. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Star Spangled Banner? Or it's got to be Whitney, but I don't know if there's another one.
Yeah, Whitney, probably. Yeah.
About? How about a performance from another artist who changed something inside of you?
I don't know if this counts. Like, Alanis Morissette made a acoustic version of Jagged Little Pill, like a full album.
Excellent.
Acoustic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was recorded live or not, but we used to listen to it in my mom's car, and she did this live version of Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
What's the matter, Mary Jane? And she like, it just like is gut wrenching.
Yeah.
That comes to mind.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Alanis is one of those singers who a lot of us, I think for me especially, even I looked back and I'm like, oh yeah, she's like the kind of half screamy girl who does the angsty songs from the 90s. But like as she's gotten older and she shows up on like a talk show here or there, and she does like a live performance, girl's got pipes,
unbelievable
like
pipes.
She's got serious chops.
I've heard her live a couple times since, and she's really, really amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think acoustically it really shines a little.
Totally.
We've talked a little bit about this, but is there something that you wish you would have known earlier in the career, maybe for that little teenager who's working things out, that currently is playing like a huge part in how you create at this point?
So I think about this a lot. It's like, the thing is, what I wish she knew, I think it's just completely impossible to know.
Of course.
But what I wish she had, I guess, was what I have, which is I just have a connection to my gut that takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not that I didn't know. I think I did know. I think my gut was very aware always.
Great.
But the thing that takes time to hone is like the trust of that. Like, trusting that feeling is a muscle.
Yeah.
Because once I start to trust it and then I witness how things unfold, or when I don't trust it and witness how things unfold, I've just really learned to discern. Yeah. So now when I make creative decisions, kind of any decision, I can just ask myself, and myself knows, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
But I think I wish I could have had that away. Like, I wish I could have had that trust of that voice.
But like what you said, it's that's a muscle that grows over. No one's born with that muscle.
I do think that people who are born with that muscle are the ones who are like the prodigies. Yeah. You know?
The kids who are playing Chopin at 8 years old or whatever like that. Yeah. That's a whole other beast.
Yeah.
We're going to get into our lightning round.
Okay.
We call it a lightning round, but it really doesn't have to be so fast.
Okay.
I from your essays, just from chatting, I could tell you're a huge reader. And, I like to read, but I'm not always as book hungry as I should be.
Sure.
So I'm going to describe a couple different moods and scenarios, and I want you to suggest me a book based on the prompt. Great. And we will edit around any parties.
Okay.
We'll start nice and simple. You're in love. It's a brand new relationship. All the colors around you are a little bit brighter. What are you reading to match your spirits?
It is devastating, so I want to warn everyone it's devastating. Okay. But Trespasses by Louise Kennedy. It's an Irish fiction.
Yeah. I've never read a happy Irish book, so that's...
Definitely not happy.
Yeah.
But, so again, I'm not like, it's still, like, this could pop the bubble, but but not, because it's like, it just makes you feel like to love is to be in agony.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
I get it.
And it's like one of my favorite books actually I've ever read.
That is the most Irish thing you could have said. Absolutely. Let's go on the opposite end. Your relationship is ending. The world's falling apart. What are you reading? Maybe either to comfort yourself or maybe something that can meet you in your despair.
I'm going to do like a really easy read that's really fun. It's called Good Material by Dolly Alderton. Okay. She's English, I'm pretty sure. This is like kind of beach read, but like I would say the smart end of a beach read. And it's all about a breakup.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
fun.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it's a really good time.
This is really telling me a lot. Where like the devastating end of a breakup, book is the fun one.
Right.
And the one about love and romance is the devastating one.
I think it's got to have balance, I guess.
That's right. That's right. Let's say you are angry. You're with the state of affairs. Maybe your city, your country, the world at large. You got some problems. You're looking for inspiration on what the world could be. What are you recommending?
I think Bel Canto, Anne Patchett.
You had that one right away.
One of my favorite books of all time. It doesn't directly have anything to do with the world being a disaster and what the world could be, but it has to do with beauty coming out of something really, really scary and in like an incredible way and flipping a situation on its head. Yeah, that's one of my favorite books ever.
You're talking to a friend and they just don't read. They haven't picked up a book since high school. What book are you loaning them to get them back on track?
I would say
The Hungry Caterpillar.
I don't want to. I would say Heart the Lever by Lily King, which it's like an incredible, heartbreaking love story, but it's a really quick read. Like, I was gonna say that it's more women in my life would like it, but I actually know lots of men who've read it and love it too. It's just like Lily King is so good. She has another book called Writers and Lovers that I also love. It made me think, but it wasn't that hard. And cried my eyes out at the end, which I love.
We all need that, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more thing because I know you have a Goodreads now.
Yeah.
Let's pull out your Goodreads. You can pull out your phone. Give me like the top 3.
The Bell Jar. Like that is my favorite book.
Excellent.
East of Eden.
Steinbeck.
Ooh.
You really do have a dark streak.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. I don't really reread books.
Okay.
I've reread East of Eden. I think that book is so brilliant and beautiful.
It is, yeah.
And then a more contemporary book, I would say All Fours, Miranda July, which came out last year,
I don't know that one.
2024. And it's a little bit controversial. Like I would say half the people in my life, it was like their favorite book. Half the people in my life hated it. I'm on the first camp. I loved this book. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Oh man, the Steinbeck of it all. I was one of those. For some reason, my English teacher in like 9th grade gave us Grapes of Wrath.
Oh wow.
And like that's a heavy book for a 9th grader.
Yeah.
But
it is.
But I do have a lifelong appreciation for Steinbeck. But hard to reread that stuff, man.
Yeah. You know what? I think the first time I read it, I was like too young. I think the first time I read it, I honestly was in 7th grade. But I loved it. But I missed it.
East of Eden?
Yeah.
Dear God, dude.
But here's what's weird is I can't really watch dark movies or TV shows.
But if it's in your head.
I can read dark books. I love dark books. Yeah. Okay. I was also going to say, like, I also love memoirs. Like, if you're not a big reader, sometimes memoirs are a nice way to get into it. Like, the Steve Jobs memoir is one of my favorite books. Super interesting. And it's like fun to read because you're surrounded wherever you are reading the book. If you look up, you will see something he invented, you know?
No, the guy was...
So it's kind of amazing. I would say that's sometimes an easier way. It's like more like someone just telling you a story about their life. You know?
No, I get it. I went to school for journalism. I have a nonfic streak. Like all my favorite books are memoirs or biographies, that kind of stuff.
Sorry, the Steve Jobs book is a biography. He didn't write it.
He didn't write it. Yeah. That's all right. If he wrote it, it would have been weird as hell.
Totally.
So people can hear the new music wherever things are streamed or purchased, and where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
Yeah, all the social media things. I'm at This Is Rozzi, Rozzi. Yeah, wherever you stalk people, excellent. I'll be there.
Is there a website for?
Oh yeah, thisisrozzi.com.
All right, branding. Consistency. It's important. It's in one place, it's everywhere else. Excellent. And you can find us on Instagram at AT1 Radio. And of course, you can learn more about Audio Technica. It's many excellent microphones and headphones like these, and more on our website at audiotechnica.com. That's audio-technica.com. Thank you, Rozzi, for doing this.
That was so much fun.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
1